Hi, Sai here from Music Radar. We're at Superbooth 2018. This is the Dave Smith Instruments stand, very diminutive that it is. However, the instrument they have with them is anything but. Jerry Baseman, nice to see you.
All right,
you are taking control of this behemoth that is the Prophet X.
The beast.
Let's just dive straight on in. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, okay.
Where do we start? There's so much to talk about.
Well, if it's going to be called a prophet, it has to have juice, right? And so Dave is well aware of that. It wouldn't be called a prophet if it didn't. So that's a beautiful ladder, low-pass, juicy analog filter there. The stereo voices are true stereo with a filter on either side. So in every sense, it's a prophet synthesizer, right? Nothing spared. Extra envelopes, 4 LFOs, modulation matrix bigger than any instrument we've ever done. Sequencer arpeggiator. So why is it not really a synth? Well, because we have samples on board. Lots of samples. Lots of really long samples. Lots of organic samples. Lots of stereophonic samples. Lots of samples where the instrument is mic'd close, far, underneath, above. It's this group right here that we partnered with. You think we could do all that? No. We partnered with ADO. And ADO is a company that specializes in what they call deep sampling.
Yeah.
So deep sampling takes a lot of memory, and we have dedicated 150 gigs of our, we have an SSD drive in there, it's like 200 and something gigabytes. 150 of that comes with the instrument.
Okay.
And we're talking about orchestral instruments, strings, winds, brass, there's percussion, there's drums, there's basses, there's guitars. There's electromechanical stuff like organs and clavs and Wurlitzers and of course beautiful pianos. There's pianos that are so long that if I turn on the reverse button, I can do this for you in a bit. I'll play the key and we'll be sitting there tapping our foot waiting for the sound to come because everything is organic with these guys.
Yeah.
So it's really beautiful. I'll play sounds. It's not just that you can mix the sounds together. So for example, look at these mixer section here. It's the 2 oscillators that are 9-octave multi-wave oscillators, but there's the 2 instruments. Now it's over in this screen. You notice that there's 3 screens: effects, samples, and of course your main with the 4 function keys. So let's just take about what is in this sound, wave state. I don't know, I'm gonna turn everything down. I don't even know this preset. All right, everything is down, so. Let's see what was in there now. They're using a sample, only one instrument. Ambience is D. So let me start with a brand clean slate, show you how this kind of thing can be made.
Okay.
I'm going to just hit the basic program button, and you're going to be able to have a patch that has everything that default settings and a sawtooth wave there on oscillator 1. Now everything's off, and I'm going to choose some instruments. So we're in the piano section. You see that. If I just choose the first piano, it's this 1928 Steinway. Load that piano, it's got the multi-sample map. How many layers? 3, 4 of velocity switching layers. So when I play soft, I'm moving through those layers. We all know that technology, right? except that in this case we have, this is the near mic, and you can go through front mic, short samples, soft and near, soft player, pedals down, far mic with pedal down, pedal up but near, you know, lots of these versions. And as I said before, if I play this and hit reverse, you know, let's wait for it.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
everything is purest kind of, you know, organic.
Yeah.
Now you can also go to something as different as the cinematic zone, where when I choose the number 1, it's on reverse, of course. There's a different sample on every key. So you could play it like that, where there's all these different sounds, or you could decide, I want that on the whole keyboard instead of all these samples. Hold it down, press sample stretch. And now you have you can start making a patch, add an oscillator. And start building your layers, tuning things, etc. Or you can use the sequencer. I really like to do this too. It's got a 64 note sequencer with up to 6 notes per, but you could just start playing with it and going. So when I take it out of stretch mode, it goes back to the so it's really easy to get lots of different sounds. Yeah. If I go down to this other section here, Ambience, I can get stuff like again, sample per key of all these airy drones made with guitars actually, and tons of effects. So everything from that kind of dystopian landscape up to like the French horns and English horns and the really piccolos of the orchestra, it's super, super spread out.
Brilliant.
So you get all that, you get dual effects on every layer. So this is like the Rev 2 in the sense that you can see the split and stack button here. So you're able to layer the keyboard with 2 completely different presets in a way, and have them interact. Right? Or split. Now this is inherently a stereo instrument. So basically that means that when it's in that 8-voice stereo mode, then you have analog filter on both sides. So you're using 2 filters for 1 voice, right? If you want to split into 16-voice mode, you can double the polyphony by going into mono.
Okay.
I could do it just by, let's go hit a beautiful sound like, let's forget this dystopian nonsense. You can move the start time, so now we have a much more sharp attack. Now you can start mixing that with oscillators and get a huge pad, right? So you can move the end, the start, you can change the loop. You can actually modulate the loop and the loop size. So you can take a sample that sounds beautiful and, you know, not dangerous, and make it really dangerous fast. You know, you can kind of
It'll mess things up nice and quick.
Yeah.
Good.
And there's drum sounds. Check out this demo that Yeah. So it's basically a bi-timbral instrument, which means 2 MIDI channels at one time can control different programs. And what you're able to do in the case of these demos we put up, they're just MIDI data. All it is the synth that's sounding, but they're in 2 channels with program change, so you can cycle through sounds and things. Yeah. So it's fantastic. We're going to have user sampling at the end of the year.
Yeah, okay. So how much space can we have for that?
50 gig for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so but basically we're going to have a software program that you're going to load your recordings into.
Okay.
And you'll be able to lay them out on maps and change them to the format that the X expects, And then you put them on a little thumb drive and put that right in here.
Okay.
And they get copied to the custom banks that are yours. So then you can put your custom content. Also, these guys are gonna, ATO is gonna make sample packs.
Right.
So if you want to go stronger in some direction, pianos or whatever.
Yeah, you can. They've got
go
that coming.
and do that.
Okay, great. And when are we going to see this in the shops?
First week of June is the ship time,
Wow.
so very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah, it's coming up.
This has been under wraps for a long time. I like this.
It has.
Yeah.
Dave's been thinking. He says 30 years people have been asking him to do analog filters with samples. So this is the result.
He's finally done it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave, for that.
Indeed.
The usual kind of roadmap for a Dave Smith instrument is keyboard first, module a bit later. Do we know if that's happening?
We don't.
We don't.
We don't. You know, we're listening to people also tell us what they think. You know, there's the idea of a bigger keyboard for players who are live.
Of course, it's a very performance-orientated instrument.
It's got all this stuff over here, which is wonderful, and the keyboard feels great. So, what about a 76 or you know? Because now, if a guy can leave a keyboard home or a gal, you know, because he's got his clavinet and Rhodes and electromechanical stuff covered, well then maybe those other performance-oriented things. I'm just not sure yet. Yeah.
It's open. The roadmap is unclear.
The roadmap is unclear, yeah.
But there is one, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you very
absolutely.
much.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks,
My pleasure.
Thank you. So please like, subscribe, comment and share wherever you're seeing this video right now. Head on over to musicradar.com for the latest news, reviews and tutorials, and check back soon for more videos from Superbooth. So we'll see you soon. Cheers.